formidable, eminent panel that has also chosen to show leadership at this very critical moment in Sri Lanka's history. As already mentioned, we know that from time to time, we have seen attacks and attempts to intimidate and to undermine the judiciary in this country, and that the legal profession has stood up and responded in these moments. This year, we have seen several such instances, and it has been a dangerously damaging attempt at undermining the independence of the judiciary, which extends, as already has been explained, to the democracy in this country, to the rule of law that we hold so dear. Democracy is about the will of the people, and perhaps we forget that it is not only the parliament that is representative of this will of the people. Direct democracy is also people, citizens of the country choosing to go before courts and taking their grievances, making their complaints and seeking redress. That too is direct democracy. They do so against people who they themselves put in power to ensure that the will of the people, of those that they voted in, is secure, that they are working according to their will. This is not a power that is without limits. This is a power that must be used in line with the aspirations and the concerns of the citizens of this country. The designer of the Constitution, President Jayawardena, in 1978, designed a constitution which actually, I say, disabled some of these avenues of direct democracy. So, for example, in Sri Lanka, we don't have post-enactment judicial review, that a citizen can complain about a law that has already been enacted and say this breaches my fundamental rights. Here, the Constitution at the time also brought in the concept of urgent bills, giving only 3 days for the public to review something before it became law. And at that time, we also saw that the president, the all-powerful executive president, was also immune from fundamental rights jurisdiction. That was the social contract. Not perfect, I say. That was the social contract that we had. However, since that time, particularly on the question of the all-powerful executive being held accountable, the people have changed that social contract. Now today, the Constitution allows citizens of this country to hold the president to account by way of fundamental rights jurisdiction. The progressive constitutional amendments today, citizens can, and the courts have recognized that this is something that the citizens have given to themselves. This is a reflection of that sovereignty. In fact, in a Supreme Court determination on the 20th Amendment in 2020, the court said this: the resulting position is that it entrenched and enhanced, speaking about the 19th Amendment and the bringing in of that abridgment of immunity, it entrenched and enhanced the often unpronounced and nuanced right which the people had conferred on themselves under the Constitution, which is the right to redress violations of fundamental rights. The words were, the people have conferred on themselves. The people have been changing that social contract and ensuring that the executive is more and more accountable in terms of the Constitution. The freedom of expression is another form of direct democracy. So we talk about elections all the time, and we think perhaps that when individuals are voted into power, we can't do anything about that in terms of democracy till they are voted out again. But there are several avenues by which citizens can express and participate in democracy. And the instance we're talking about today is going to courts. Today we see citizens affected in many ways, coming before the courts of this country, the lower courts, the magistrates' court, the Supreme Court, finding wherever possible the various forums before which they can bring their grievances. Citizens are complaining about how the debt is being restructured, complaining about freedoms of how their freedoms are being curtailed by various anti-terror laws, complaining about proposed amendments to the labor laws in this country. In many ways, citizens are speaking about their rights and trying to uphold what they believe is their sovereignty. I say at this moment when the judiciary is threatened in this manner, in many ways, the instances that were described previously, that it is that social contract that we as lawyers are also protecting. As the legal profession and as citizens ourselves, I think it is really important that we understand that this is a moment that requires action. And I think it is a reflection of the many cases I see here today that everyone here feels the same. So it is important because democracy and independence of the judiciary is not just about democracy, but it extends to what people are aspiring to. And we are part of that conversation. I'm very proud to be part of a group of lawyers, this Lawyers Collective, that is choosing today to stand up and to say, we want to be part, we are going to be another voice in protecting the independence of the judiciary. Because that means a lot. It means everything to the citizens of this country. It is an important moment. And it is encouraging to see the many faces, the members of the media, and perhaps when this message circulates, shared amongst the public, those in the public that are also interested in understanding and protecting this very important institution today. Thank you very much for your time.